Virgin, you don't believe in dreams, at least you don't believe they mean anything, that they carry messages, that they reveal truths. Why dreams? Dreams are chaotic, random, a product of the mind processing during the day, nothing more. That's what reason says, that's what logic confirms, that's what you've always believed. But there are some dreams that are different, that you wake up and feel. You feel that it wasn't just your mind processing. You feel that there was something more, something deep, something trying to reach you. And you try to rationalize, you try to explain, you try to reduce it to neurons firing. But the feeling remains. The feeling that someone, something, was speaking, trying to show you, trying to tell you, and you dismiss it because there's no way to prove it, there's no way to verify it, there's no way to know for sure. But what if? What if some dreams aren't random? What if some carry something, a message, a warning, a revelation, from a place that reason can't reach, from a source that analysis can't grasp? What if there are five specific types that appear when you need to see, need to hear, you need to know, something that while awake you wouldn't allow it, you wouldn't accept it, you wouldn't acknowledge it, but while asleep, defenses are lowered, and truth can enter. Today you will learn about the five, and when will you recognize it? When you feel I've had this before, you will know that you weren't alone, that you weren't imagining it, that there always was, something trying to guide you through the only language that your analytical mind cannot block. Dreams. Dream 1. The test you cannot pass. First dream is a nightmare, a recurring nightmare. You're being tested, a test, an exam, a presentation, and you're not prepared. You haven't studied. You don't know the answers, and panic rises, panic of failing, of not being good enough, of being exposed as inadequate. And you wake up, heart racing, sweating, relieved it was just a dream, but also disturbed, because it felt so real, so true. And you think, it's just anxiety, it's just your mind processing stress. And it might be, sometimes it is, but sometimes it's more than that. It's a message about a pattern of never feeling ready, of always thinking you need more preparation, of constantly feeling inadequate, even when you're not. And the message isn't that you're going to fail. It's not a premonition, it's a revelation of how you live. You live as if there's always a test, as if you're always being evaluated, as if your worth depends on perfect performance. And stress, the stress you feel in your dreams, it's stress you carry while awake, every day. But you don't realize it, because you've normalized it, because you've accepted it, because you think that's how it should be. And dreams force you to feel concentrated, amplified, undeniable, so that you wake up, not from sleep, but from the pattern, from living in constant evaluation, from never allowing yourself to rest, from never being enough. And when does that dream come? When does it come repeatedly? When do you wake up with a specific feeling? It's not random thinking, it's a calling to look at how you're treating yourself, to look at how much pressure you put on yourself, to look at how the fear of not being enough is governing your life, and to recognize it. That's the first step towards change, to letting go, to finally allowing yourself to be enough, exactly as you are, without testing, without proving, without needing to earn value, which you always had. Dream 2. You are lost and cannot get there. The second dream is frustration. You're trying to arrive, to reach the place, the person, the destination, but you can't. No matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, there are always obstacles. The path changes, the place moves, and you stay, trying, never arriving. And you wake up, exhausted, frustrated, feeling like you wasted the night, fighting an impossible battle, and you dismiss it. Strange dream, meaningless, but it has meaning. It has a deep meaning. Why this dream? It appears when you are lost, not necessarily in physical space, but in life, on your path, in your purpose, and you don't admit it, not to others, not to yourself, because admitting loss is admitting a lack of control, and you don't admit that, so it continues, keeps trying to force it, trying to make it work, a path that isn't working, an objective that isn't being reached, a direction that isn't leading where you thought, and dreams show futility. They show that it doesn't matter how much force you use, how much you try, how much you strive. Some paths, they aren't yours. Some destinations, they aren't right. And continuing to try, it's a waste, it's exhaustion, it's fighting against the current, which you will never win. And the message isn't to give up on everything, it's to recognize when you're on the wrong path, to recognize when you need to stop, to reassess, to choose differently. And choosing differently, it's not failure, it's wisdom, it's courage, it's honoring the truth that this path, it's not yours, it never was. And when does that dream come? It comes in moments when you know, deeply know, that something isn't right, that you're forcing it, that you're fighting too hard, but you don't want to admit it, because admitting it means changing, and change, it scares you, so the conscious mind denies it. But the unconscious mind, the mind dreaming, can't deny it, and it creates this dream, this feeling, this concentrated frustration, so that you feel it, feel the impossibility, that awake, you don't allow yourself to feel, and feeling, it can free you from the wrong path, and open up to the right path, that's waiting for you to stop fighting, and start to flow. Dream 3. You discover secret rooms in your house. The third dream is a revelation. You are at home, your home, and you discover rooms, spaces that you've never seen before, that have always been there, but you didn't know, and they are vast, beautiful, full of possibilities, and you wake up, intrigued, curious, wanting to go back, wanting to explore more, and you think, what a strange dream. And it is, but also, it's also profound, because home in a dream, it's you, it's your psyche, your soul, your being, and secret rooms, they are parts of you that exist, have always existed, but you haven't explored them, you haven't known them, you haven't allowed yourself to live them. These are undeveloped talents, unpursued desires, unexpressed aspects of personality. And dreams show you, there's more of you, more within you, more that you allow yourself to see, allow yourself to be, allow yourself to live. And discovery in dreams, it's an invitation to explore these parts, to know these possibilities, to live these aspects that remained hidden because they didn't fit into an image, on paper, in a life you built, based on duty, on expectation, on control, but they exist, and they want to be seen, known, lived. And when does that dream come? It comes when you're ready for expansion, ready to know more of yourself, more than your limited version, controlled version, safe version, and it shows what safety. It came at a cost, the cost of unlived parts, and now you can choose to explore, choose to integrate, choose to live more completely, more authentically, more whole. And choosing that, it's accepting an invitation that dreams offer, that hidden parts offer, that a greater life, a richer life, a life more yours, offers. Dream 4. Something is falling/breaking, and you can't stop it. The fourth dream is chaos. Something is falling, breaking, crumbling, and you can't stop it, no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try to hold on, to catch, to fix. It keeps falling, breaking, crumbling, and you wake up, anxious, powerless, feeling a loss of control. What do you fear most? And you think, horrible nightmare. And it is. But also, it's also necessary, because something in your life is falling, breaking, crumbling, and you're trying trying to hold on, trying to stop it, trying to control it, but you can't. You can't stop it, because you shouldn't, because what is falling needs to fall, what is breaking needs to break, what is crumbling needs to crumble. It could be a relationship that ended but you won't let go. It could be a job that no longer serves you but you cling to it. It could be a version of yourself that you've moved on from but you hold on to. And holding on to what wants to go, it's pain, it's effort, it's a fight against the natural, against evolution, against growth. And dreams show. They show futility, they show impotence, they show that control, it's an illusion. And trying to control, to prevent the natural, it's creating suffering, unnecessary, prolonged, intense. And the message is, let go. Stop trying to hold on. Stop fighting the inevitable. Let it fall, let it break, let it crumble, and trust that what goes to make space for the new, for the better, for what truly belongs. And when does that dream come? It comes when resistance is at its peak, when you're holding on so tightly, so desperately, so uselessly. And it comes to show you, in language you can't ignore, in feelings you can't rationalize. That holding on, it's not working. That trying to control, it's hurting you. That letting go is the answer. Letting go is healing. Letting go is what you need to do. And doing it liberates. It liberates from struggle. It liberates from effort. It liberates from pain. And it allows the natural to happen, for evolution to occur, for the new that's waiting. Come in, dream 5. You are flying but afraid of falling. The 5th dream is freedom. Freedom with fear. You are flying, really flying. And it's wonderful. It's liberating. It's just as you always imagined. But also, you're also afraid. Afraid of falling, of losing control, of not being able to hold on. And fear limits flight, prevents you from going higher, further, more free. And you wake up feeling a mixture of joy and anxiety, of possibility and fear. And you don't understand why you can't simply enjoy it, why there has to be fear. And reason says it's just a dream. It doesn't mean anything, but it does. It means everything, because you are in a moment of freedom, of possibility, of expansion. Something opened up, something freed you, something gave you wings, and you are beginning to fly, to experiment, to live beyond the limits you had. And it's wonderful, it truly is, but it's also frightening. It's frightening because it's new, because it's unknown, because there are no guarantees, no control, no security. And part of you wants to go back to the ground, to the known, to the safe, even if limited, because known limitation seems safer than unknown freedom. And dreams show conflict, show that you have wings. You can fly, you can be free, but fear keeps you down. Fear prevents you from truly flying. And the message is trust in your wings, trust in your ability, trust that you won't fall. Or if you fall, you'll fly again. Because once you fly, once you experience freedom, you can't not fly. You can't go back completely, because you know what it's like, and knowing changes everything. And when does that dream come? It comes when you're on the threshold, at the point between old and new, between limited and free, between safe and expansive. And it comes to encourage you to choose flight, to choose freedom, to choose to let go of fear, and to fly higher, further, more freely than you ever imagined possible. How to recognize a true dream. And you want to know how to differentiate a common dream from a dream with a message, from a dream that God, the universe, the soul is using to speak, to show, to reveal. And there are marks, specific marks, that a true dream has. First, clarity. A true dream It has a strange clarity, even being a dream, even being surreal. It has clarity, clarity of detail, clarity of feeling, clarity of presence. You wake up and you remember. You remember vividly, not like a common dream that you forget in minutes, but as a memory, as an experience, as something that really happened. Second, feeling. A feeling that comes with a true dream. It's profound, it's intense, it's more than the emotion of a common dream. It's something that touches you deeply, touches your soul, and it doesn't go away. It doesn't go away when you wake up. It stays with you all day, days, weeks. It stays because it wasn't just a dream, it was a message. And a message, it resonates in a part of you that knows, that recognizes, that needs. Third, relevance. A true dream. It has a strange relevance to your life, to your situation, to your moment. It's not random, it's not disconnected, it's specifically relevant to what you're living, facing, processing, as if something knew exactly what you needed to see and showed it through a dream. Fourth, recurrence. True dream often returns, not exactly the same, but the theme repeats itself, the symbol repeats itself, the feeling repeats itself, because the message, it hasn't been received yet, it hasn't been understood yet, it hasn't been honored yet. So it comes again, until you hear, until you understand, until you act. And when do you act? When do you finally act? The dream, it stops, because the message, it was delivered and received and integrated, and it doesn't need to come anymore. Fifth, transformation. True dream changes something, changes perspective, changes understanding, changes you, not immediately, not dramatically, but slowly, deeply, permanently, because truth always transforms, and the true dream, it carries truth that you needed, that you were ready for, that you can now integrate, language beyond reason. And why dreams? Why not a clear message, awake, during the day? For what reason do you understand? Why you? You wouldn't allow it. Awake, you have defenses, you have analysis, you have rationalization, you have ways to block, to deny, to explain, to reduce. Any message that challenges, that confronts, that reveals what you don't want to see. But asleep, defenses lower, analysis rests, rationalization stops, and truth can enter, it can be felt, it can be seen, it can be received, without filter, without blocking, without denial. And dreams speak a language of symbol, of metaphor, of feeling, a language that reason cannot control, that analysis cannot reduce, that the conscious mind cannot completely block. And in that language, profound truths you need. They can reach you, they can touch you, they can transform you. And transformation, it begins there. It begins with recognition of patterns, of wrong paths, of hidden parts, of necessary loss of control, of possible freedom. And recognition leads to action, to change, to growth, to life, a truer life, a more authentic life, more yours. So Virgo, next time the dream comes, the dream you wake up from, and feel differently, feel important, feel real. Don't dismiss it, don't rationalize it, don't ignore it. Listen, really listen, feel it, really feel it. Ask, what are you trying to show me? What do I need to see? What do I need to know? And allow the answer to come, not immediately, not logically, but little by little, deeply, truly, because there is language beyond words, beyond logic, beyond reason. And in that language, God, universe, soul, speaks to you through dreams. And if you listen, if you honor it, if you integrate it, life changes, deeply, permanently, for the better, always for the better.